Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, the most important success habit.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
Why do some people rise to the stars while others languish? That's a question we're going to tackle today as we tell the story of a person who dug deep to find the common denominator of big success.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Life Purpose Quiz. Take our free quiz to gain clarity and understand your true path. Get personalized insights and tools from the Life Purpose Quiz at bigsuccess.com/LPQ.
Hi, I'm George the Professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. Way back in 1940, Albert E.N. Gray delivered an inspirational speech at the annual convention of the National Association of Life Underwriters. Gray was an official of the Prudential Insurance Company of America and a highly sought-after speaker. His speech, The Common Denominator of Success, was met with such overwhelming enthusiasm that it was turned into a pamphlet. We're going to summarize the main points of his 3,000-word essay here for you. Now, we do also have a link that you can click on in our show summary where you can get the full essay. But again, we're giving you the Cliff Notes here. And so let's start with what Gray says is the most important success habit.
He notes that people came into the life insurance industry with what he describes as every apparent qualification for success.
So there's people are coming in and it's like, wow, that person's really going to thrive.
They just look the part, right? Central casting. I mean, that is going to be our standout, our superstar. And then what happens is they turn out to be our most disappointing failures, he says. And then there were others who he says achieved outstanding success in spite of many obvious and discouraging handicaps. They had all these challenges.
He doesn't say what those are, but
no.
But maybe just not that slick presentation that, some people go like, wow, that person's got to be successful.
Exactly right.
Right.
It's even things like, if you're in this business of life insurance and your main role as an agent is communication, but yet maybe you have a speech impediment or there's other challenges that you have to overcome. I mean, tremendous challenges, I think is what he's saying here. That's what struck me. And so he concludes, the common denominator of success. Boy, don't we all want to know that?
Yes.
The common denominator of success, the secret of success of every man who has ever been successful.
Man or woman.
Exactly. It lies in the fact that he or she formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Now, Mary-Lynn,
that's the secret. Just do things that other people don't like to do.
Duh. I mean, really? Isn't that, when I first read this, it's like,
do the hard stuff.
It was, but it actually leads to a more interesting question.
Yeah. Why doesn't everybody do these things?
Exactly.
If that's the simple secret to success, why doesn't everybody do it?
And Albert Ian Gray has the answer. He says it's because these activities, these things that successful people do that failures don't, these activities aren't natural. They're unnatural. Like I remember taking a golfing class, Mary-Lynn, and I've never been a great golfer. We'll just start with that. But I took a class, and the way that I had to hold the clubs was very, very unnatural to me. It didn't feel like the way I usually did it, but it helped me hit the ball more accurately. But it was unnatural, but it didn't feel good. So I didn't want to do it.
Right.
See, and
you wanted to hold the club in the way that it felt most comfortable to you.
Exactly. And that's the thing that most people seek the comfortable. Whereas what he's saying is successful people are okay with the uncomfortable. Exactly.
Yeah. So why do successful people embrace the uncomfortable?
Well, that's a great question, Mary-Lynn. He notes the primary difference between those who succeed and those who fail. Here it is. Successful people are influenced by the desire for pleasing results. Failures are influenced by the desire for pleasing methods and are satisfied with the results that can be obtained by doing things they like to do. See that difference?
Yeah.
And now we start to say, we went from the duh. That was my first response to his first definition, right?
Right.
And now it's like, Oh my gosh. I mean, holy cow. This is huge. This is a freaking Grand Canyon of difference, because it's not about the pleasing methods and accepting the results. It's about seeking pleasing results and accepting whatever we have to do to get it. That's powerful.
That's what the entrepreneur does. We always talk about that entrepreneur mindset.
Exactly
the
right.
Entrepreneur is willing to endure and deal with all of that ugly stuff in between in order to be able to get that result
Yep.
that they want.
Exactly right.
But we still haven't gone far enough.
Isn't that interesting?
Even though we've talked about some pretty incredible things already.
We've come a long way.
Right,
but we're still not there yet.
Right, because we don't have a motive. And for that, let's pull out the professor's whiteboard for what motivates high achievers. What does it take to get you uncomfortable enough to clean out that closet so that we don't have that stuff falling out every time?
Oh, boy. I don't know, Mary-Lynn.
All right. So what motivates high achievers?
Here's what Gray says. Mm-hmm. A strong purpose.
Well, we talk about purpose all the time here at Big Success.
That's right. This purpose is practical, not visionary. This is what I find so fascinating about this whole speech. Mm. It's practical, not visionary, and it's based on emotion, not logic. So do we see what we're getting here? It's practical, not visionary. So that's kind of the logical side of things, right? Mm-hmm. But it's emotional, not logical.
Okay.
Which is that is the emotional side of things. So in other words, we're using all sides of our brain in order to discover a purpose that's practical, so it's achievable, and it lights our fire.
Right. So, and as I'm thinking back at some of our past shows, we talked about Doris Christopher.
Yes.
Who the Pampered Chef, mm-hmm. and her whole purpose, the whole reason that she started the Pampered Chef was because she wanted to be able to spend more time with her family. And be able to make money for her kids to be able to go to college.
That's
be able to go to college.
How practical is that? And then the third point of it was she wanted to so this is her vision, to create a product or service that would bring people together at the dinner table.
Right.
And so she started the Pampered Chef. Mm-hmm. Yes. And so we
that
see
fits
in that
what we're talking
absolutely.
About here.
It's a perfect example mm-hmm. of what we're talking about here. Keep in mind what you're looking for when you form your purpose is something that's practical yet emotional. Mm. That's the balance you're trying to walk. And here's the final point. It's a purpose that's built on adding value in the lives of others while creating value for yourself.
Oh yeah. That's
what we always say here at Big Success. The entrepreneurial mindset is to create value for others, and in so doing, you create value for yourself. That leads to big success.
Do you have a strong purpose that motivates you to achieve success? Take our free life purpose quiz to help. You'll find it at Big Success. That's big with 2 G's, success.com.
And we thank you for listening today.
Until next time,
here's to your big success.
Find Big Success at biggsuccess.com.